true. I'm Don Black. I'm also here at the same event that she is. So, we are here live, and it's super exciting. And I mean, I'm not sure how much you guys can see. Basically, right now, there are so many people here. And a giant shield down to our right, which is incredible. And a huge carpet that was not red, but it's more like red, white, and blue.
Well, of course, Captain America.
Exactly. That makes logical sense, I guess, when you really think about it.
They've actually shut down several streets here in Hollywood to accommodate this premiere because it's so big and there are so many fans who want to come out today to support the stars who are in it.
It's true. I mean, this franchise, if you would call it that, I mean, it might be a cheap word to sort of use for it, but honestly, like, it's a character and a story that has persisted for over 70 years. And it's remarkable, and it's kind of coming to a head right now with this new incarnation, and we are so excited. I mean, honestly.
No, there's so many actors who are in this that I'm excited to talk to. Chris Evans, Stanley Tucci.
Yeah.
It's really, you've got Tommy Lee Jones, you've got amazing people who have won awards for their previous work, and they're all lending their talent. Hayley Atwell,
right.
Wonderful, beautiful.
So anyway, do you want to talk Origin for a second? Or do you want to talk more about what's going on around us? Because I want you guys to get the full experience, right? I mean, at home or wherever you are. If you're in your car driving, streaming live on your iPhone.
I hope you're not in your
If you do, please pull over.
And you should pull over and watch this live stream because it's going to be pretty incredible as all the talent makes its way down the red carpet.
Yeah, it's a remarkable event.
We're here outside the El Capitan Theater in Hollywood. The El Capitan was built in the 20s, and actually originally was a lot of live shows. Live theater happened here.
Mm-hmm. It did, and then in the early film era, eventually there were such like notable films, if you would. This is a great segue. Right? Such notable films as Citizen Kane,
Kane.
When I found that out, that's remarkable to me because that's like one of the most important pieces of cinema to me. And it's just amazing to be sitting here in front of this and having this legacy. So, yeah.
Well, you know, something else that's pretty cool about this is Harley-Davidson motorcycles feature prominently in this film.
Right, because Captain America rides a Harley-Davidson, and in a way, Harley-Davidson and Captain America sort of embody a similar spirit in the sense that like it's both basically like pure American. I mean, for lack of a better term. I mean, Harley-Davidson is muscly, and so is Captain America. And Richard Armitage is playing. What's that? Oh, okay, great. Right now?
We've got our first interview. Richard Armitage is Heinz Kruger in Captain America. So we're going to speak with him, bring him home to you. Okay. Hello.
Do you want me to sit down?
Sure, if you'd like to. I know it's a long march down the carpet. So how are you feeling today? Good to meet you as well. So what makes someone like you want to be part of a wonderful franchise like this?
Well, I didn't grow up with comic books, but in more recent years I've seen most of the Marvel movies, and it's such an honour to be part of a franchise like this, and seeing what they've done with this particular story is really exciting. It feels like an authentic period of World War II, and they've got a really good mix of action and fantasy.
You're known to be a very, very detailed actor. What did you do to help prepare you for this role?
I found a novel based on written by a German called Eric Gimpel, who was one of the last Nazi spies to come into America and try and sabotage him. I just used him visually, really, because there was such a great photograph of him, and then just such details that I wanted to bring to the character, so it wasn't just a cardboard batch. It was great fun, and I just, even for myself on set, just having something to read and just get my interest in the job.
And that's something a lot of the fans don't know, that when you're on set, there is actually a lot of time to sit around. How did being immersed in the series on the same characters?
It's really those things that you do when you're preparing for the role to try and keep your head inside the world. You really do have to load yourself with information. When you're on set waiting, it's fine because I love watching the director working on set. Some people like to it's part of the craft.
Tell me a little bit about working with director Joe Johnston. He's done so many amazing visual effects pieces. Have you ever heard him produce his actor?
He is. He's very detailed. He's a quiet man, and I love that because he doesn't kind of shout or he doesn't use his tempo. When he delivers notes to you, it's very, very specific. It's very fine art, which I responsive to them. It's something I like working in that way. I got on very well with them. I really loved it.
Well, thank you so much for talking to us and talking to fans. Can we continue to give a shout out to the fans?
A shout out.
A shout out, yes.
What's a shout out?
A shout out is when you say, hey, you say your name, and then you say, Marvel, your universe, right to them directly, because they're watching you live.
All right. Hey, I'm Richard Armitage. Marvel, your universe.
Thank you so much. Have a wonderful time tonight. You deserve it.
You're welcome.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was just one of the first cast members of many. I think we have somebody else coming to speak with us. Reb Brown. Yeah. Come on over. I think Don's going to have a little chat.
I'm in the hot seat.
Hey everybody, we're here on Marvel Live right now. We're here with the incredible Reb Brown, who was the original 1977 Captain America. And I'm sure he's got a million stories to tell us. We're just going to ask him a few questions and all what he's doing and how he feels about how do you feel about this event. I mean, it's remarkable because this is like a callback to...
It's astounding. It's just wonderful. It just warms my heart. It really does. I'm just so excited for everybody involved with it. And Captain America's an incredible character, and Chris is doing a wonderful job. I think it's wonderful.
That's awesome. Have you had to spend a lot of time with Chris? Did you guys talk?
No, I never got to meet him, and I mean, I want, from what I've seen for the previews and everything, I think that it's just going to be exceptional. Just exceptional. They did a wonderful job. They really did.
Can you share a story from the original that might sort of inform some stuff of what we might be experiencing tonight, or share a story that would come through? Because I mean, it's a 70-year-old character that has lasted so long, and you were part of that in a really critical way.
Well, the thing about, when I did it, it was a lot of fun. It's anytime you play a superhero, it's downhill after that. I had such
no, it's not.
I had such a good time doing it. I really did. It was a blast. I remember one time in Venice Beach in California, and we were filming the scene out there, and I was in my motorhome. And, of course, I'm in full garb, shield, the whole bit. And I come out of the motorhome, and there's a guy sitting on the wall. He's drinking out of his flask. And he looks up at me, and I'm in full regalia, and he falls off the wall and says, I got to stop drinking.
See, that's an extremely positive change in one man's life.
But what happened? Well, what happened is he got back up on the wall. He got back up on the wall, and he looked at me, and he goes, well, maybe not.
Well, hopefully we will see more of you in the upcoming Captain America related stuff. And honestly, it's been such an honor to meet you and experience this. And thank you so much for sharing your story.
It's a pleasure. Absolutely,
really appreciate it.
Absolute pleasure. Thank you.
Fantastic. Okay, and coming up next is Doug Jones. So, guys, just hang on for 1 second. Tomorrow is the interview. Reb, hey, thank you so much. Really, really appreciate it.
Thank you. Hey, everyone. Thank you. I love the support. Guess what I found? I found myself a little silver surfer.
What? Hi!
Hey!
Is this all the Marvel family watching?
This is all the Marvel
I love you guys so much, you have no idea. You have no idea.
Okay, can I point out something awesome?
Uh-oh. Where did I find that tie? No, I was looking for red, white, and blue today. I even wore red shoes, right?
I love this guy.
Come on. I'm very patriotic. And so I found a red tie. I was like, could this be more perfect? This is me. Yes. Anyway, and this is where I met Chris Evans. Actually, he's playing Captain America tonight in this film. When he played Johnny Storm in the sequel, and I was able to have a head-to-head with him in the air. I grabbed him by the throat and tossed him away like he was nothing. That's the last time that'll ever happen, by the way, because he's huge.
So what's he like to work with? What do you talk about?
Oh, Chris Evans is an absolute dream. Now, when we did the Fantastic Four sequel, he was 26, and he was kind of a hot-headed renegade guy, but he has a heart of gold, and that's what you want to know. He would stick up for his friends to the death. He would defend you and protect you. He's very much like Captain America, I do believe. I'm very proud of him. I'm so glad this is him. I couldn't think of a better casting choice, and he's awesome.
Well, we're so glad that you're here to support the rest of the Marvel universe, and I hope you have a wonderful time and enjoy it.
Oh, thanks so much for having me. And if you're on the web right now, Twitter, hello, @actor Doug Jones. Follow me. We'll talk. We'll share love.
You can send something to him at Cap Live. Thanks so much for talking with us.
Bye. Thank you, love.
Thank you. All right, folks. Next up, we have Jaimie Alexander. I believe Dom wants to say. Okay.
Hey everybody, sorry, I'm just sneaking up from behind here. Jaimie Alexander is here.
Sure. Because, Oh, hello.
All right.
Hi.
Here, I'm gonna slide in
You are
front here.
gorgeous, which is why I'm going to let Don interview you.
Oh, no. Please, let me handle this one. Jaimie, it is so awesome to see you and to meet you and to have you here, and it's just remarkable. You look awesome. Just like
Thank you.
I know everyone says that, but I really mean it.
Well, I believe you. You look serious.
I know. I'm so sweaty and like ready. I'm just gonna be like, listen, I gotta be serious.
Can't see. So it's
All right. Well, anyway.
I
wanted to ask you a couple questions because obviously Thor was a pretty big deal, and that's a huge piece of the Marvel universe.
Yes.
It seems like all of you guys, like once you work in these projects, you kind of like support each other. It's part of this sort of like Marvel family. Could you talk about that a little bit?
You know, I definitely say there's that feeling of Marvel, the Marvel family, as it were, kind of like Adam's family.
Yeah.
But yeah, we do. We stick up for each other. We support each other, and you know, a lot of these movies are going to be combined as like in the Avengers and such. So yeah, it's awesome. It's like rooting for a team member when we come out and support each other.
Well, and that's the thing. It's like this has been a huge, like when you think about it. I mean, between Thor and Captain America, this is a huge Marvel summer.
Yes, it is.
And you're a huge fan. I mean,
well, thank you very much. I like this guy.
yeah. And also, no.
And what's your number?
and what's your number? She's like 555.
Okay, sure.
No, it's just incredible. I mean, in the aftermath of Thor, do you have any like good fan stories that you could share with us?
Oh my gosh. Actually, all great people. They've all come up to me and I was just signing autographs over there a second ago, and everybody's just so gracious and so excited, and they follow you. They really start to follow everything you do, like your career and stuff, and it's awesome. It's like this bonus support system on the sidelines.
Yeah.
So it's really, they're amazing people, most of them.
Yeah. No, I'm sure. But listen, I really appreciate you taking the time to talk to us for a second. I'm sure everybody out there really does too. So if you want to say hello to everybody.
Hi, everybody.
Remember, guys, this is your universe, so we will talk to you. I think we got somebody else coming up right now. Jaimie, thank you so much. What a treat. Seriously. Thank you. What? Oh, okay. Sorry, I'm sticking around for a second. I hope you guys are cool with that. Oh, okay. All right. Hey, Hong Lee? Hi. Sorry, I'm totally. I'm terrible. Listen, I appreciate it. I'm Don.
Nice to meet you, buddy.
Nice to meet you.
Someone's got a towel.
Yeah. What's going on out here anyway? I know, for real. I need to blot. So what brings you out today? Like, what? I mean, are you a Marvel fanatic?
You know, fanatic is such an extreme word, Don. I would say more of a casual fan.
Casual fan?
But I'm on a show called The 9 Lives of Chloe King, and so my character actually is a comic book fanatic.
Oh, awesome.
And so just to do some research, I dabbled in some comic book stores and read some stuff, and I'm just really excited to be out here and watch Captain America, man. I've heard a lot of good things about it, and so we'll see what happens, you know?
Well, let me ask you a question. In your research, how much do you feel like you have a really good like sort of catalog knowledge now of the Marvel universe? Because I mean, it is really interconnected, and that's one of the things we want to talk about.
It is. It's extremely interconnected, and it's so complex. And it's like go for it. It's kind of like it's actually a subject in itself, you know. And I was talking to the guys at the comic book store. I went and said, hey, you know, how can I get a good sense? And they're like, dude, you got to really invest your time and money and really come month after month, you know. And I've really gotten a really good appreciation for the comic book fans, because it's not just a hobby. It's really you got to pay your dues and really read every comic book every month in and out. You know,
it's true. I mean, I almost compare it to sort of like the Blue Note catalog. When you start listening to like the Blue Note like jazz stuff, you hear like a soloist on there, and then he's got a record. It's like that. I mean, you know, you see the Shield pop up somewhere, and then it's like you're like, oh, that was this character. You know, the Stark family created the Shield, and now it's reoccurring. It's remarkable.
Yeah, it really is. And then like.
Yeah. No.
Yeah. No, it is. It is remarkable. Go Marvel. But yeah, the one comic book that I read, it was I don't know what it's called exactly, but the Shield, like, they have a house. Right. Tony Stark gets a house, he donates his house, and that blows up, and some like evil guys come and destroy that house, and like all the people, all the Avengers come and like really protect the house, and like I got a good sense of like what kind of a little dab of what each character is, you know? And so I read that, and it kind of opened my eyes a little bit.
I mean, you literally have to devote like a lifetime of research to getting it so fast.
Every character has their own story, you know? And then this character will have their own story, and it connects with someone else.
Yeah.
You know, and they have all these events, like this thing happens and it's the end of the world and it's like they got to rebuild this world and it's
Right.
crazy stuff and it's like it's really cool if you're really into it. Yeah?
Awesome. Well, listen, I really appreciate you giving us some of your time,
Hey, no
and,
problem, man.
hopefully we've been able to help you with your research a little bit.
Thank you.
here.
You have. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, dude.
Stay
really.
cool out here.
Yeah, I'll try. It's going to be hard. I appreciate your support.
No problem.
Awesome. Cool. Hey, everybody, you're here with us on Marvel Live. Marvel.com, but it's Marvel Live because it's all happening live right now. Oh, boy.
Hey, I got to
Oh, hey, look who showed up. Okay,
Whoa.
I'm going to get out of the seat.
I
here.
got director Joe Johnston coming up next.
Fantastic. Okay, this is a good reason to get out of the seat.
So let's see. Joe, welcome.
Here we go.
Welcome to Marvel Live.
Thank you. Ooh, live.
So,
I've never done live TV before.
well, I'm glad that Marvel's here first. So my question for you, always. Speaking of being gentle, this is such a big movie. You were working with some actors who are a little newer. What was it like working with young actors like Chris Evans, Hayley Atwell, Sebastian Stan?
Well, I really wanted to bring actors to those parts who wouldn't come with a lot of baggage. And I wanted to surround them with actors that we all know, like Tommy Lee Jones and Stanley Tucci and Toby Jones and Dominic Cooper and those guys. But I want Chris to be known for this movie and Avengers and maybe a couple of others as Steve Rogers, Captain America. So he didn't bring a lot with him, except his talent, which is formidable.
Well, you bring a formidable amount of talent to this as well. Your background in visual effects is incredible. Were there any particular movies that inspired you when thinking about the look of this film?
Well, I used Raiders of the Lost Ark as a template for this film for a lot of reasons. It's a great way to do period. It looks timeless even today, and it's just fun from beginning to end. And I wanted this film to be the same way. I hope it is.
How do you keep things fun on set? I mean, this is a huge franchise, which can be a lot of pressure.
Fun on set. With a cast like this, it was pretty easy, but I like to create an atmosphere on the set where actors feel that they're free to try anything and have some fun and make fools of themselves if they have to, like I do. And I think they recognized that early on, and it was a very relaxed kind of a set. We just had a great time.
Were there any particular details from the 1940s that excited you to bring into the film? Anything that really inspired you?
Well, it is a heightened reality of the 40s that we're portraying here, but the 30s and 40s it's my favorite period of. I love everything about it, the way the fashion and the cars and the architecture, and it seems to me like a time when people really cared what things looked like. Like everything had a design sense to it, and we tried to capture that. And even though it's 40s futurism that we're portraying here, we all love the period. Rick Heinrichs did a fantastic job of designing this sort of heightened reality of the 40s.
You're actually working with some of the same design team that you've worked with on other films. What's it like to bring a family to work on a movie like this?
I love to make a team and keep them with me because we have a shorthand. We understand how each other works. And Shelley Johnson, who shot the picture, I've worked with him. I think this is our 5th movie together, and we just understand the way we work. And there's not a lot of, you go through a period of a few weeks when you start a project where you have to understand how someone thinks and how they work and their work ethic and everything. And with Shelley and some of the other guys too, Richard Whelan, the first AD, it is like a family. It's like going back to work. It's in a way it's like going home when you go to work. So we just had a great time, and I hope I can keep them around.
Well, it's interesting you mentioned family because you've got, the family you just talked about. You've got this great group of actors, and then you have this extended family of the Marvel Universe that you have to fit this story into. Talk about that process a little bit.
Well, because this film takes place in the 40s, it's sort of set apart from the rest of the films in the Marvel Universe. There are many references to Thor and Iron Man and Avengers, but and there are links that the fans will recognize, but it's not so tightly connected to the other films that someone unfamiliar with those films would be confused. The film sort of stands off by itself because of the period mostly.
Well, I'm sure this film will stand entirely on its own, and I wish you luck and enjoyment tonight. I hope you have a wonderful time inside.
I'm going to do my best.
Thanks for talking with us.
Thank you.
All right, that is the director, folks, of
Captain America. You heard it from himself. He's got a lot of exciting tidbits in the movie for the fans, so I'm sure that's something you guys can keep an eye out for when it opens in theaters on Friday, July 22nd. You are watching Marvel live here on the red carpet at the world premiere of Captain America, the First Avenger. You can watch at marvel.com. If you want to follow what's going on, if you want to join in the conversation, you can also tweet using the hashtag CapLive. That's CAPLIVE. So, we are waiting some of the other actors in the movie. We're going to see who else comes up, as well as some of the fans. I particularly am excited to talk to Stanley Tucci, of course, Chris Evans. I think Derek Luke is shortly arriving, so we're going to talk to them and see what it was like for them to be working inside this universe. In the meantime, the fans are lining the streets up here. There are actually people wandering around in Captain America costumes. I've seen a couple of makeshift shields. I've seen a garbage can or two that people have turned into a shield. I've seen cardboard, but, the actual shield is made of vibranium, and I haven't seen an extra one or two of those wandering around, unfortunately. I would love it if I could get one. Maybe, use a little extra vibranium for my car bumper, but from what I hear, it's a metal that's kind of in short supply. Now, as I look behind me, oh my goodness, it's done. I really didn't know he was back there.
I totally snuck in for a minute. I was just doing something else.
Oh,
something equally important, of course.
Of course. We were talking a little bit about vibranium and how I'd like to use it for my car bumper.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
What other uses could you use vibranium for? You could make set of fronts for your teeth of vibranium, so you could chew hard candy for elderly people as they get older and their teeth get more brittle.
I think perhaps it would make good camping supplies when you've got your metal utensils.
Yeah, I mean, in Marvel, I feel like in a weird way, like Marvel should, if they haven't already released the book that is basically this entire compendium of all the rare metals and materials that they've invented, adamantium or
Well, actually, if you look on the wiki that's on the Marvel site, you can find out almost anything that you want to know. There is so much information there about the Marvel universe. Starting with the comics onto the Marvel Cinema universe. I mean, not just origin. Oh, I hear some screaming going on.
You've got Natalie Dormer, I think, coming up, right?
Yeah, I think so.
In the on deck circle. So she played Private Lorraine, and she's going to join us right now. Is this you or me?
I'll let you talk to Natalie. I know he likes the ladies.
I love this. I love this. I've been very fortunate.
Hi, Natalie.
Hi, nice to meet you.
I'm Don.
Hi, Don. Natalie.
Oh, have a seat now.
Thank you.
That was the weirdest stand-up intro.
You look a bit hot there, my love.
I know. I'd say 50% of it is excitement. 20% of that is probably that you walked up. I mean, to be quite frank with you, and the rest of it is all just pure heat from mother son.
Yeah, no. As a Londoner, this is a very unusual. I probably look like you.
No, you look fantastic, honestly. And I'm all kidding aside. Can you tell me a little bit about Private Lorraine and what it was like? Because you've done a lot of different things in your career so far. What was it like stepping into this world, into the Marvel universe, essentially, and being part of that? Because, it's pretty vast.
Oh, it's huge, and I'm a massive Marvel fan, and you, as you say, you're stepping into a big family when you do so.
Yeah.
So I was just very grateful to be there, and Joe Johnston was a fantastic director. He's incredible, and with the visual image, I'm really excited about tonight, and to see once the effects are added, because the quality of the detail of the set design was absolute. It was immense. It was incredible.
Honestly.
And, truly.
Oh, yeah. No, absolutely.
Truly. It was amazing. It's a great era.
Yeah.
The 40s is a great era, and as a girl, the 40s is a fantastic era to dress up in. You know, the hair with the waves and the quiffs and the red lipstick, and Hayley's really got it on, rocking it with that red lipstick in this movie.
It's pure, it's just fantasy. It's period fantasy. And some of the stuff that you've done before has been a lot of, also in other sort of realms of whimsy and imagination. For lack of a better term.
Longer skirts. You're saying that I normally wear longer skirts.
I'm saying the men of America have noticed. So, listen, I really appreciate you taking the time to be part of this and talk to our fans and just tell everybody what's going on. And it's so nice meeting you. Thank you very much.
Enjoy the movie.
Yeah. All right, I think we've got Derek Luke, who's actually in the on-deck circle.
And Derek. Hey, have a seat, Derek.
Okay.
I'm Don, by the way. Very nice to meet you.
Very nice to meet you.
Here, have a seat. I'm just gonna hang back here for a moment.
Hello, everyone. I'm here with Derek Luke, who plays Gabe Jones. Tell me a little bit about your character in this movie.
Yes, they call me 30 Cal because I had the biggest gun. You know what? It was a lot of fun playing Gabe Jones. This movie was fun because I didn't get the script until we actually signed. So we were like kind of acting, I was acting kind of organically, but it was a lot of fun.
Now, how does someone like you get noticed for a role like this? And was it something you campaigned for? Was it something that just kind of came up that you got an offer for? How did that work?
You know, it's an interesting relationship. I go to my agent and I say, hey, this is what I'm thinking. Most of the times we're thinking the same thing, but I was like, listen, what is Marvel doing? He says, oh man, you really interested? I says, dude, do you understand that they're making the best movies, man? I love it. I want to be a superhero, man. So being in this movie to me was like a childhood dream. You know, this was time that I really showed my identity. I used to take the towels, me and my brother, and fly around the living room and think we were somebody, Captain America, Superman, anybody.
I might be able to get a towel and attach it right now if you want to give us...
Bring it on. I'm ready.
So, Joe Johnston, what was he like to work with on set?
Oh, man. Joe is like a big teddy bear. Easy, fun, easy to take directions, and we just had a lot of fun.
And you've done amazing independent films and smaller films. What's it like just being in a blockbuster like this?
What it's like being in a blockbuster is almost like going shopping at Gucci all day. It's like, it's huge. I mean, the sets are like beyond your imagination. We got to swing on bars and wires, and I'm just having a lot of fun. I believe that Captain America is going to be a hit.
I think you're absolutely right. And I know there are a bunch of people here who want to talk to you, so I'm sadly going to let you go. But thank you so much for talking to us. Can you just give a shout out to the Marvel fans? Can you say, hey, I'm Derek, Marvel, your universe.
Hey, I'm Derek Luke, Marvel, your universe. Peace.
Have a great time.
Thank you.
Thanks so much. All right. I think that Don is coming out next. We are here at Marvel.com. You're watching Marvel Live. We are at the world premiere of Captain America, the First Avenger. We're outside the El Capitan Theater on a very hot day in Hollywood. Woohoo! Okay, just check this out. I believe that's Neal McDonough behind me with Derek Luke. And, I gotta even get out of the way. Can you see this? This is what happens when you have actors who are on a movie set and spend intense time together, but then don't see each other for a while, and suddenly they're reunited on the red carpet. It just goes to show what amazing spirit this movie has, and that what Joe Johnston was talking about, where he said being on set was so much fun. Clearly, these actors are demonstrating that. Whoa!
Everybody's in! There we go. Marvel action. Group chat. Everyone's looking Marvel-esque. Get it? Good. Dinner. Hey, everybody. Quiet night tonight. Hi, I'm Neal McDonough here with Mark. That's your job.
Guys, I'm officially resigning.
I don't need to do this anymore. Gonna get hotter tonight?
I know, seriously. You look awesome, by the way. That suit is incredible.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So, let's talk to everybody. Do you want to talk to everybody?
My wife's back there.
Okay. Hey, wife.
That's right. One tonight.
Ben, do you want to come in the middle here?
I'm gonna sneak down the message. Get up and sit down.
You guys, we just saw something. We witnessed something between you guys. That was a huge embrace. And if you can, tell us, because this actually goes with a theme we've been talking about tonight. Which a lot of
we just met yesterday.
My name is Kenny.
Hi, Neal McDonough. Really, just a huge fan.
Nathan McDougal.
Nathan McDougal. This went on for months.
He's one of the PAs from Captain America.
I'm a grip.
Even the crew had a
But
good
this is
time.
the thing we talked about earlier, which was the Marvel Universe and the way people sort of go from film to film and everyone supports each other. Can you guys talk about the family aspect sort of it?
Well, the family with us, with the Howling Commandos alone, was we had the best time. It's this is the Captain America show, so Chris was working day and night all the time, so it left us a lot of time to spend with each other and have a good old time and enjoy ourselves over in England and Wales and all the other spots. We did a lot of camaraderie, a lot of quarters and camaraderie. I mean, I didn't say that.
Yes.
So yeah, we had a great time and we're all blessed to be part of something like this. And
the Marvel family, they're incredible, and look at this place. I mean, this is incredible tonight. All the people came out for Captain America, so yeah, we're lucky people to be part of that for sure.
Yeah, it's super radical. I mean, honestly, like it's so exciting to see you guys do this, and it's like I feel like it's vicarious sort of. I'm part of the action, but I'm really a total outsider. But listen. We're gonna have fun tonight, though. That's for sure. Great.
Let's get it on. Let's have some fun. I can't wait to see the rest of the boys tonight.
Yeah, dude. Seriously, it's so awesome meeting you guys. And
Thank you.
do you guys have? Can you leave us or tell us a story? If there's one particular moment on
PG
the film.
story?
Yes, PG. It must be PG. We're live. We're streaming live.
Even a PG story.
I'm gonna hand you guys the mic. I'm gonna hand you the mic so you can.
What kind of story do you want?
Just share something with us that our fans would want to know. That has to do with something that you guys experienced, like while you were over there. Is there anything off the top of your head?
Just speaking to the film, it's like so many films are all just CGI stuff nowadays. But what Joe Johnston did, it was incredible. And Kay and I would be out in the middle of the night just blowing up tanks, blowing up buildings, having fun, having a good. It was it was like an old school movie where everyone had a great time. And we're looking forward to Cap 2. So it's the Howling Commandos. You're going to see a lot of us for a very long time.
And
I concur.
Yeah, absolutely. Are you kidding?
Back to you, Bill. He just tossed it like the man. It's a man in the ether. That's right. No, but that's so rad that it's like the fact that. How did that change your performances? And maybe we'll toss this again.
Well, my performance wasn't very good. Kenny's performance, however, was phenomenal.
Neal McDonough was fantastic. He played Dum Dum Dugan, and he was terrific. I think he steals every scene. That's what he does in all the movies he's in.
Yeah.
He's just fantastic.
Speaking of this,
I paid him $25 for that. 25 cash dollars. It was what? It's actually fine.
I love it.
Okay, well, as much as we hate this, we've got to send you guys on your way and get
Thank
to the
you.
theater for the rest of the
Thanks.
show.
Hey, everyone, thanks for watching from Marvel, watching it online, watching all the great stuff. God bless you guys. Go out there this weekend and watch Captain America. I've got 4 kids, a lot of mouths to feed, keep the money coming in, all right? So, that's how it is. No, but seriously, thanks for supporting us, and it's a great movie. You can enjoy it, and God bless you.
Good. Thank you so much.
Thank you guys so much. Enjoy.
Thank you so much. So much. Really appreciate it. Wow.
Okay.
This is so rad. We have a unique opportunity, which I think. Do you want to bring them over?
Sure, yeah, bring them on over. We're going to talk to the 2 screenwriters.
Yes, we have the screenwriters, and who probably had many unique challenges, which we're going to sort of get into now, because this directly applies to the mythology itself and like the crafting of it for the screen. In honoring the comic books and things like that.
I know what you mean.
Let me go find them.
Bring them on over. Go find them.
You guys want to come in?
Yes. Hello.
We lost a chair.
Why don't you come right here?
Do you guys mind standing and we'll interrogate you? No, go right in the middle.
He'll go on the other side of you.
You're the featured
Right.
guest. This is about you.
So can you guys?
Your own mic.
I'm here for you, man.
Can you guys introduce yourself to the fans because they're watching live at Marvel.com?
I'm Steve McFeely.
And I am Chris Marcus. Hello.
Otherwise known as the screenwriters of Captain America, the First Avenger. So you guys had a unique challenge with this movie in so many ways. Bringing a beloved icon to life and fitting into the rest of the Marvel universe. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Well, we came first chronologically, so we get to sort of pick up a lot of threads and then leave them for Iron Man 2 and Thor and the Avengers to pick up, after us.
So, in a way, we had only the opportunity to make other people's lives harder, not us.
Does Joss Whedon know about this? Have you warned him?
He suffers, but, he'll learn.
You guys throwing him any curveballs?
No. Exactly right.
What do you guys do when you have writer's block?
Oh, when we have writer's block, usually it's
keep writing.
Yeah, it's usually because you've made some sort of poor choice earlier, and so you have to go back and figure out why did we make that choice that is leaving us this wall over here.
Really, we just open a comic book, steal something, put that in there. Well, it works all right.
If I could ask you guys, what would you say would be like the biggest challenge in sort of, because you have a lot of responsibility, especially with the franchise, I guess, franchise for lack of a better term, but a character that's persisted for 70 years. I mean, there's a lot of sort of cultural baggage and responsibility.
That's certainly true, and we don't take that lightly. I mean, our biggest challenge is probably showing a complete Steve Rogers, like starting from 98-pound weakling and then going to a legend of World War II, because he's got to get there before he gets to the Avengers.
It's also taking a guy who's a straight arrow, upright guy, and not having him be a stiff. It's very easy to write that guy and not like him.
Right.
So it's a constant sort of tightrope walk of making him the moral center without being a little too moral and then uptight.
And that's why casting is so important in this movie. So talk about Chris Evans and how he brought what you put on the page to life.
I mean, he brings a likability just by walking out in front of the camera. So, as Chris is saying, he's likable from the beginning, and so we can afford to write him a little more straight, a little more sort of straight and narrow, because you're going to like him underneath. And he's not wisecracking. We know what Chris has done in other movies and how great he's been at that character. But I tell you, he's Steve Rogers in this one.
There are a couple of other iconic, amazing actors. I mean, there's so many award-winning and nominated actors in this movie. What's it like to hear people like Stanley Tucci say lines deeper and Tommy Lee Jones?
It's actually, I mean, it's pressure, but it's a relief because now you know that your lines are in the hands of skilled professionals, and you can sort of step back and go, I no longer need to worry about the baby. It's being really very well taken care of. And they've done these things many, many times, so they know when your line isn't working, and they can fix it themselves. So it's kind of great.
Well, you guys have done so much hard work, and we hope you enjoy the premiere tonight because you certainly deserve it. Enjoy the event.
Please celebrate because it's much deserved. Thank you.
We're trying.
Thank you.
Thank you. And I think we have a new guest coming up soon.
We
I forget his name, though.
Sam Jackson, anyone? Mr. Jackson!
What?
Can I invite you to Marvel.com?
You are so good, you get 2 mics.
Oh, really?
Or you can have your own.
No, I don't want one.
I'm just going to put this over here.
Okay, great.
So, you're no stranger to the Marvel Universe. How does it feel on this outing?
I'm not real sure. It's kind of like, this is the first time I've entered into the past of a Marvel hero, and I'm sort of like the connector that brings him into present time. So it'll be interesting to watch the film to see where he comes from and how we actually bring him into this and what it all means to the Avengers, which has been kind of fun to do right now.
Anything you can tell us about the Avengers?
Starts with an A. It'll be out in May. Right?
Exactly, but before you go see that, you got to go see this movie on Friday, July 22nd. What was it like being in the period costume? What was it like working on a 1940 set?
I wasn't on that set.
No?
No. By the time I got there, I meet Captain America when he wakes up from being frozen. I'm sort of like the first person he talks to after he thaws out and runs through the streets. We meet in the middle of Times Square.
Got it. And there are so many amazing actors who work on these films. You, Patrick Stewart, Ian McKellen. Why do you think so many talented actors are drawn to these Marvel characters? I mean, comic book.
Well, I think we all grew up with comic books. We pretended to be those guys at some point in our childhoods. And
do you run around with a cape?
Wish we had superpowers. Wouldn't have been fun to run around a cape in my neighborhood and get hurt. But we all wish we had superpowers, and it's an amazing feeling to be able to inhabit the body of someone who supposedly has powers or who has a relationship with these kind of people that you feel like you've had all your life. So if they're like me, they just jump at the opportunity.
That's something else I love about the Marvel Universe. There are so many superheroes who start off as just, regular guys. And it's something else that turns them into a superhero. Speaking of, the super serum brings out a quality in the people who get it. What would bring out in you if you got the super serum?
Super serum, I'd probably be a lot smarter than I am and make better decisions.
Well, the best decision right now is to enjoy the premiere tonight. Thanks so much for talking with us.
That's my intention. Thank you so much. It's a pleasure. All right.
Thank you. Sam Jackson, Nick Fury.
That is awesome. I mean, I pride myself on not getting too starstruck, but I have to be honest with you, the last 15 minutes have been a little bit hard to swallow. It's pretty remarkable, actually. I mean,
well, I understand why. I mean, you're talking to some pretty amazing actors. You're talking to some incredibly beautiful women and some guys who are not too shabby either. It's
pretty beautiful guys.
But we promise we bring them all to you here live at Marvel.com. You're watching Marvel Live. We're here streaming to you from the premiere of Captain America, the First Avenger in Hollywood at the El Capitan Theater. If you want to follow the action, if you want to let us know anything, got any questions for our talent, you can tweet using the hashtag CapLive, CAPLIVE. And supposedly they're going to check it and bring your questions to us.
Yeah, she's the spelling expert. I was just going to
Maybe you need some of the super serum he was talking about.
It's true, because I have a limited spelling abilities, and if you guys know the super serum, which he's referring to, is
Sam Jackson said if he took it, he hoped it would make him smarter.
Oh.
So that's what I was saying.
Good point. Oh, so anyone out there who's not sure, you already explained the serum, everyone knows.
Yeah.
Let me ask you a question, actually.
Oh,
if I could. A little interview. If you were injected with the serum, A, what would it definitely enhance? And B, what would you hope it would enhance?
Well, sadly, it would definitely enhance my klutziness. I hope that it would enhance my ability to do charming interviews, perhaps. Like,
You'd be more interviewee?
I'd be more interviewee.
Interview plus, got it.
I don't know, but I hear we actually have some Marvel
somebody that we
up.
really, we love hearing from you. I'm giving you 2 mics.
You're giving me 2 mics. Okay, we're going to actually talk. I'm being manhandled.
I'm going to clear the stage because we have somebody very important actually that needs to talk to you.
Come on over, please. All right, please. If you know we're streaming live at Marvel.com.
Absolutely.
Can you introduce yourself to the fans?
I'm Joe Quesada, Chief Creative Officer of Marvel.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
So, this franchise, tell me a little bit about how this movie fits into the rest of the Marvel Universe.
Well, this movie fits in basically because Captain America is one of the leaders of the Avengers, one of the iconic characters that fits right into the Avengers puzzle. Very much like the Thor movie, in order to get the sort of full Avengers experience that's coming next year, like a freight train to your theater, you need to watch Captain America. It's an amazing movie also. I mean, Captain America is a staple of the Marvel Universe. He's one of our oldest characters. He's been around since the early 40s, entrenched in World War II, and alive today in modern times.
What was one of those? Why did you guys decide to keep the story set in the 1940s as opposed to updating it like you've done with some of the others?
It's funny because there was a lot of internal debate within Marvel. Is it a period piece? Should we just keep it in modern times and sort of skim through the earlier part of his life? And we said, it would be cheating the fans. We'd be cheating the story of Captain America if we didn't set it the origin where it's meant to be set and then move forward from that point on. Plus, I think it adds to the richness of the character, the whole man of the time aspect of him, which is so important to the personality of Steve Rogers. As he tries to, he's not just a soldier in modern times. He's a soldier from 1942 who is trying to adjust to modern times because he's still in his early 20s.
Right.
Yeah.
And tell me a little bit about what Chris Evans brought to that role to help.
Chris Evans is just magnificent. I've seen cut after cut of the movie, and each time I see it, he just encapsulates Cap in such a wonderful, wonderful fashion. And also the fact that understanding that his role as Captain America is diametrically opposite in a lot of ways of what Tony Stark is supposed to be. So imagining him playing against Robert Downey Jr., it's really going to be wonderful because they are two distinctly different characters, and Chris plays them in a way that I think you can eventually, as you watch this movie, you'll see how those puzzle pieces fit, and you're going to anxiously await that confrontation and that team up between Tony Stark and Steve Rogers.
I know, I can't wait to see. And you've got Chris Hemsworth in that as well, right?
I'm sorry?
Thor's going to make an appearance as well in Avengers?
Yeah, I hope so. Do you know something I don't?
No, but that's what I mean. When you're talking about characters who you're going to see together on screen,
absolutely.
I mean, I've been watching each movie, and it's sort of they layer upon each other so that when you get that Avengers experience next year.
Yep, and you have the whole shield of it all too. Sam Jackson is Nick Fury, Agent Coulson, my favorite Marvel superhero now, Agent Coulson. He's more popular for me than Spider-Man. I just love him.
Well, all you got to do, you can wear a suit. You don't have to even put on a cape to be Agent Coulson.
How cool! I mean, how cool is he, right?
Yeah.
So, there you go.
Well, thanks so much for taking the time to talk with us. All right.
Watch Captain America.
Listen to this man. He knows what he's talking about. He's been one of the people responsible for helping to bring this franchise to life. I would love for you to come back.
I know. I feel like he's a worthy replacement, though, for a moment. That you got.
He is with Marvel. We just get to be part of the Marvel universe for a brief moment in time.
You get to dabble, and it's super fun. But yeah, just being one of those total column men that hold up the fortress. I mean, it's pretty awesome.
It's pretty amazing.
Pretty awesome. We have some more people coming up the line right now. But what I was going to say is, so far today,
what do you have like a most interesting anecdote from what you've heard? Like if you're compiling, like maybe that's a
I wouldn't call it an anecdote, but I will say that seeing the Howling Commandos reunite and be so excited right after interviewing Joe Johnston, who talked about all the fun they had on set. You know, very often you'll hear directors talk about, oh, it was a great time, and everybody sort of pays lip service to that, but like that was clearly really genuine, and I kind of would like to hang out with them all in their off time.
I know. Well, that's the thing is funny is like it's when you get to see, especially in Hollywood, you know, you get to see like a spontaneous show of, you know, romance, for lack of a better term, where you know it's really genuine, and it's like that's what Marvel sort of, I don't know, engenders in like the people that work with them. It's this family, and I think that's super awesome personally. So yeah, I think we have somebody coming up here in a second here.
So we have some more
talent. For 1 second, I'm going to actually we have Sebastian Stan, who's going to join us for a moment. Do you want me to do this? Do you want to break?
I'll talk to Sebastian.
You want to talk to Sebastian?
Yeah, and then if I talk to Sebastian, you can talk to Zoe Saldana, who apparently is also on the carpet.
Oh, okay.
I mean, unless you want to skip her.
No, you take Sebastian.
All right.
Hey, how are you?
Hey, Sebastian. Nice to meet you. So here, come on over. We're here at Marvel Live streaming, so you're talking directly to the fans. Introduce yourself, please.
Sebastian Stan, playing James Bucky Barnes.
A little bit of an icon. How does it feel to be in a huge summer blockbuster like this?
It's definitely a little overwhelming. I mean, obviously just being here like right now and looking at all the fans that I've gathered kind of reminds you a little bit of, you know, of what the magnitude of this movie is. It's been an incredible journey. You know, we've been a part of it for such a long time, and I think we've all, the cast has bonded so well, and I think, you know, both Chris and I hope that ultimately the fans are going to be happy with the outcome of the film and the characters.
Tell me a little bit about the relationship between you and Chris on set and what it's like, you know, what the two characters, how they click in the film.
Well, you know, our relationship sort of represents the friendship and loyalty and sort of courage and the brotherhood storyline of the film. And it's important because I think in the comic books, you know, that those two have always been linked together. I mean, I guess I've been known to be like sort of sidekick or right-hand man, and this is a little bit of a different take.
Speaking of, I heard Joe Johnston, I read in an interview where he talked about the fact that you brought something a little darker to Bucky. So tell me about that.
Well, I mean, Joe was very encouraging, and Joe and Marvel were very encouraging in terms of taking the character towards a little bit of a different route. And I actually thought it was more realistic, hopefully more relatable to today's audience, and especially, you know, how educated everybody is about war now. Bucky originally was sort of like a younger kid who was kind of very naive, but also was always in the shadow. And he's a little bit more of his own person and with his own sort of goals and ideals and beliefs in this film.
Tell me a little bit about the physical training you had to do for this.
Well, I'm so happy I wasn't Chris Evans. Although I would have gladly stepped up to the challenge, and there he is, I love it. Yeah, I think it was important to literally believe yourself, you know, in terms of being able to handle a gun and do action sequences. So I had my own kind of physical training, much more about flexibility and stamina than getting bigger. But it's a nice challenge to rise up to.
And you've done independent films, you've done smaller films. I mean, how did Joe Johnston walk you through this universe that's so much bigger?
Well, Joe Johnston was incredibly patient, I think, with everybody. He also was very trusting of the actors, and he encouraged us to just basically take risks and actually take it all in our hands, you know. And that was important because usually when you're part of a movie like this, you sort of feel like you need to follow a lot of rules and a lot of sort of what's you know, kind of been expected. But he was great. I mean, I think he really knew what he wanted, and then. He was also open to new interpretations.
Well, he's here tonight, and I know you're going to have a great time inside. Congratulations. Thanks so much for talking with us.
Thank you very much. Thank you,
All right,
guys.
take care. Bye. All right, we are here. If you're just tuning in, we are here live on the red carpet at Captain America. Here's Dom.
Hi, guys.
First Avenger premiere in Hollywood at the El Capitan Theater.
Marvel Live.
Whoa.
Share universe. You get like called away every 5 seconds. Awesome.
There is a nice breeze now blowing, which I know the actors are going to be very happy about, and us too, as they all start heading on inside. I heard Chris Evans has gotten to the carpet.
I'll tell you what, I heard what sounded like Chris Evans approaching because the uproar was pretty insane a minute ago, so. Is he coming up the bike?
I'm not sure. I mean, we've been able to talk to some pretty amazing people so far.
We've been very lucky. I mean, and the thing is, like, when you meet these people and you realize, like, even with like that quick family reunion we saw, it was like such a it was such like this like spirit of goodwill, and it was very genuine, and that's something that like.
I think we have someone who wants to say hello.
Am I stepping in?
Yeah.
Okay, what's up, guys?
Come on in between us.
How you doing? Marvel.com live. Amazement.
Can you introduce yourself to the fans, please?
I'm Columbus Short. In the building to support my man, Chris Evans. That's my boy.
And why was it important for you to be here today?
Well, we did a movie together in Losers and 2 summers ago, and we just really got tight. And I'm just proud of him, man. It's crazy to see him like all glossed up, the Boston kid, all glossed up.
Nice. Do you have a Boston background too?
No, Kansas City.
All right. Well, I'm a Jersey girl, so.
Jersey girl, right. But isn't he a perfect Captain America, right?
Oh, he's an amazing Captain America. Were you a comic book fan when you were a kid, or did you come to it later?
I was. That's why it's weird that my best friend's Captain America. It's kind of weird.
Well, enjoy the show tonight and have a great time inside. Take care. Like we said, all kinds of people come out to support this movie. It's pretty incredible because the demographic, I mean, it appeals to women, it appeals to men, there's a little bit of eye candy for everyone, but it's also a film about relationships. I have just gotten word that Bruno Ricci, who is also... hello, here he is. Hello, sir.
Hello.
Welcome.
Yes, thank you.
Please introduce yourself.
So I'm Bruno Ricci, I come from Paris, and I play the character named Jacques Dernier to the film.
Bonjour, welcome.
Merci beaucoup.
How does it feel to be part of such a big summer blockbuster?
For me, I'm very proud, and it's a kind of honor for me to be here and to be part of this huge film.
How would you describe what's happening here? All the fans, all the people, how does it feel?
For me, it's crazy. It's fantastic, really. I'm very happy to be here. Very, very happy.
And how would you describe the mood on set while you were filming?
It was absolutely great. I spent a lot of good time with all the actors, really.
That's what we keep hearing, that it was just a party. Well, thank you for speaking with us. We're going to let you head on to the party inside. You deserve to celebrate and have a wonderful time tonight.
Thank you very much.
Enjoy. Thank you.
Bye.
All right, kids. I hear that Chris Evans is making his way down the carpet.
It is, because I actually looked over and I saw him. He's actually right over your shoulder. It's pretty awesome.
Okay. Yeah, he's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
You just look at this guy and you can see, Captain America. You understand why he got cast in this role.
Well, yeah, I mean, and that's what everybody said. They said, like, literally it was an issue of he embodied the Captain America character the way that no one else could. I mean, and sometimes I think, especially with casting, as you said before, it's so important, and it's such... it's just like sometimes people just hit it, and it's the right move, and that's what everybody has said so far about Chris, and I can't wait to talk to him about it. It'll be awesome.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's tough too. I mean, this is a character that's been around since 1941. It's a lot of history to embody. I need to go through a lot for this. I mean, there was the physical training, but then there's also the 98-pound version of him that you see in the film. So, I know he didn't whittle down to 98 pounds, but there's a lot that goes into putting together a film like this that you have to be willing to endure as an actor working with the special effects.
I'm sure to a degree. I mean, there's a lot of sort of tedium involved, and to be able to maintain a character throughout all that effect stuff, and be able to visualize like where you're at every turn in the character's life and everything, and just follow the threads the way you need to, while at the same time knowing that you have to. It's just like it's sort of like you have to consider all these external elements, and it's remarkable when you can pull it off and make it look awesome. I was going to make the comment that it's amazing how he gains so much weight so fast. Sorry, I tried to spit. Did not mean to do that. That's live.
That's all right. We're live.
We're live. Can't take that spittle back.
Here at Marvel.com. No, it's true. I mean, but the cool thing about this movie, well, there's two cool things. There are many cool things. One of them is that the creative team is amazing. I mean, you've got Academy Award nominated costume designers, bringing the elements of the 1940s to you, helping you figure out what's going on. And then you've also just got this rich history. You can delve into the comic books to talk about, to help support your character choices.
To me, that's like the coolest part about it is like, and I think we touched on it like throughout the whole night as part of everyone's discussion is not only the interconnectedness, but the fact that like Marvel has woven this sort of like lore, like this American lore that has persisted for so long, and it's remarkable to me how it's like their universe is like this sort of like alternate version of ours, and it's incredible. It's just incredible.
You know what else? Oh no, that's okay. You know what else is amazing to me? The Big Shield. Oh, it's Allison Haislip, ladies and gentlemen. Hello, Allison.
Welcome.
Hey.
It's going well. Do you mind if I stay too?
Of course you can stay.
I'll just watch though.
You're at Marvel.com live, streaming live.
Fantastic. Oh, hey, I'm Allison Haislip from G-Force Attack of the Show. And NBC's The Voice. I love it. I'm also, my heel's going through the thing right now. That's why I'm like,
You can grab on my shoulders.
There we go.
That's really cool.
So what brings you out to a premiere like this?
Oh my gosh, it's Captain America. How can you not come to a premiere like this? I come to all the Marvel premieres. They're my favorite. You guys do such a huge thing here, and we got 2 theaters. It's amazing. I'm so excited to see Chris Evans as Captain America, by the way.
Oh my God, how could you not be?
Chris Evans in full body spandex for 2 hours? Yes.
There's a lot of truth coming out here.
Yes.
I look at you spit truth.
Yeah, I'm from Jersey. We have to.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we're no crap.
North or south?
I'm actually from Central, believe it or not.
Princeton?
My brother actually went to Princeton. I'm like 45 minutes away. Middle of nowhere, Jersey.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but I like that you know one town in New Jersey.
Yes, there is really only one town. No, okay.
Yeah. All right, well, I know that there's a lot of crossover between the Marvel fans and your audience, so can you do a quick station ID for us? Can you say you are watching Marvel, Your Universe?
Marvel what?
Your Universe.
Okay. Hey, I'm Allison Haislip from G-Force Attack of the Show, and you are watching Marvel, Your Universe.
Great. Enjoy tonight. Thank you so much.
Yeah, so nice meeting you. Thank you very much.
So, a couple of things. I don't know if you've seen them here on the red carpet.
Right behind you is a very special man.
Hello.
Yeah, come on up.
Hello. Hello. Chris Evans, ladies and gentlemen. How you doing? Clearly to see you across the street. What is it like being part of a huge blockbuster like this?
It's great. Let's get both of them in here. It's exciting. It's an honor. There's obviously a lot of people willing to pour some money out to make sure this movie works, and it's an honor to be a part of it.
Now, one of the things about Captain America, he originally was kind of this very straight-laced, noble character, but you make him incredibly entertaining and likable. What was your process like to do that, so he wasn't just...
It's kind of like a blindfold with a gun. I just kind of kept shooting, and hopefully some of it worked, and I appreciate that compliment. I'll take it.
No problem. What did Joe Johnston...
Real method.
What did Joe Johnston do to make you comfortable?
I love your process. You never know.
How did Joe Johnston help you through that on set?
Joe Johnston's fantastic. I can't say enough about Joe. He's pretty articulate. He's a pretty smart guy. We came to set every day, and I've made movies where you don't always get a conversation with the director, and Joe was fantastic. We came to set every day and really broke things down, and it just felt I don't know. You go home and you actually felt like you had an opinion, which is rare.
And was there anything that you pulled from the comics that kind of helped you get into your role, or did you? I mean, there's so much mythology.
I read dozens of comic books. The fans are the most important part of this puzzle. If the fans aren't happy, we didn't do our job. So we went back and read a lot of comic books to make sure they were happy.
Well, I think they're going to be very happy that they got to hear from you directly. Can you give a shout-out to them? Can you say, hey, I'm Chris Evans. You're watching Marvel, Your Universe?
Hey, I'm Chris Evans. You're watching Marvel Universe. Please go see the movie.
Listen to the man. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, man. Really appreciate it. Awesome.
Awesome. All right, so we got the whole cast coming down. Next up is Dominic Cooper.
Awesome. How close is he? Oh, he's right around the corner.
He's right around the corner.
This is rad.
He is behind us on the red and white carpet.
I think he's got the handsomeness quotient you talked about earlier that you need to.
Dominic Cooper, Chris Evans, all of them.
I know, for real. It's like you've been just like one after another. It's like, it's pretty awesome. it's so interesting to hear again, like to hear Chris go back to the whole point about like the fans, you guys, who really are like the reason for the season. I mean, you guys make this. Marvel listens.
Yeah.
They have to, and they want to, and it's part of what has made this whole thing grow the way it is. And it's so, again, coming back to the origin, that's why this is such a crucial piece of like the future and the puzzle, and like the tentacles that go out and the bits you'll see in each one that link to the other ones and stuff. It's pretty remarkable.
And that's one of the things I really enjoy about the Marvel Universe. The fact that you can go through the comics and see little bits and pieces throughout, and then you see which ones they decided to incorporate into the films, how they've reimagined some of it. That's also kind of the cool thing about the 1940s setting of this. I read an interview with Joe Johnston where he was talking about the idea that this film is set in the 1940s, but it's what you would imagine the future to be like if you were in the 1940s. So going back in time to go to the future.
Yeah. It's awesome, and like that's the thing. It's like especially one of the things I really enjoyed actually about what the guys were talking about earlier too is the fact that like what Joe, I'll just call him Joe now because we're really tight like that. What he chose to do in terms of like keeping enough like real sort of elements in the film, because like to me that's the thing. It's like it's fantasy to a degree. It's like this mythology, all these things, but like not pure CG. That augments a reality that they do, and they shoot as much of it as you can, and then just augment what you can't get, so that the actors and everyone has this experience that's visceral, and like really does. I mean, you've done stuff before. It's like very accomplished, I might add. Yeah, but it brings out like the
well, there's also just cool
moments.
There's real moments, but there's also really cool eye candy. I mean, I have a feeling, I haven't seen the movie yet. They don't let us in to see it, unfortunately, beforehand. But I think there's going to be some amazing shield throwing in this movie. Those moments are really key. You have these real characters who are also superheroes, and you get great eye candy like the Harley-Davidsons, like the shield, even like the Red Skull, the way that his whole makeup and prosthetics are put together.
I mean, it's like, iconography. It's just, there's so many elements to this that are so, not only like character rich and have this like rich story, but also like from a design perspective, just so stimulating, and that's one of the many reasons to do this. I mean, Joe, did you guys talk about his history? Or was it the first thing?
We talked a little bit about his history. He mentioned that he'd actually used Raiders of the Lost Ark as a bit of a template to help him figure out what he was doing with the period look of this film, which is pretty cool. I mean, just in case some of you are not as familiar with Joe's work, he has a huge background in visual effects. He was actually responsible for the final character design for Yoda and Boba Fett. So
he actually, his designs actually ended up manufacturing a lot of the toys that shaped like my playtime growing up. Quite frankly, I think he did the X-wing fighter. I don't know if he did the Y-wing fighter, but is it? Oh, okay.
Okay.
We actually have someone else. Sorry, we're just taking some cues off camera. So
remember, I dropped in before that Dominic Cooper was going to come play with us. I believe he is on his way. I also got notice that Hayley Atwell is down on the carpet. That might be why you are hearing such loud, rambunctious screaming. In case you're just joining us, you are watching Marvel.com. We are here live, Marvel Live, at the world premiere of Captain America, the First Avenger, live in Hollywood on the red carpet, or I should say the red and white carpet. And we're waiting to talk with Dominic Cooper, and Hayley Atwell, I think, is going to join us too at some point. We've been able to talk to most of the cast. We talked to Chris Evans. We talked to Sam Jackson. Oh, okay. We are ready. Come on over. Please step up.
Onto the stage.
Hello, Mr. Stark.
Hi.
You're at Marvel?
I feel like I can't answer that question. I am Mr. Stark, dude. I was the first one. I mean, not the first one, but apparently I was the first one.
Well, technically.
Yeah, technically.
So how does it feel to have fathered Robert Downey Jr.?
It's rather a big responsibility because he's so unbelievably good in those films.
Yeah.
I mean, it's immediately terrifying. It's exciting to see who the guys at Marvel perceive your character as being by looking at who the son is in the future, who they see his son to be.
Did you actually talk with him at all about your work on this film, or no?
No, I didn't actually. And it's only helpful to a certain extent. You can watch his wonderful, very easy, flowing performance, but ultimately this guy's Howard is from a different time and a different era. And what I loved is sort of trying to understand the complexities of their relationship, I suppose, and what they were. and because he's so sort of full of himself and so charismatic and is such a ladies' man, that Howard, that you can probably understand it was quite difficult to be his son.
Well, you mentioned that this takes place in an earlier time. How did some of the iconography of the 1940s, the costumes, the set pieces, help you with this role?
I think often people are under the misconception that we are standing in a green box and that we're making up all our surroundings. What was incredible about this film and working on it was that Joe Johnston, the director, is obsessed and comes from the world of creation and set design. So everything worked intricately well. It was all completely beautiful, and what I loved was it was someone's vision of the future in the past, which I found remarkably done so brilliantly. And it just always helps when you have the style of the period and you're surrounded by this sort of working machinery. I was completely blown away by it every day.
Speaking of the machine, I mean, you've done a lot of amazing independent films, smaller films. You've done a ton of incredible theater. What was it like being part of such a big summer blockbuster?
Like nothing else, actually. And you can get... You can kind of be so in awe of it and get rather blown away by it and worried about it, but actually it's always the same, that at the core of it, and especially with such a sort of heartfelt, wonderful story such as this, it always feels a bit like a small film because you can still discuss everything. You could chat with the producers very easily about your fears or queries, and then you're in such capable hands and you're so well looked after. So for me, although at first it seemed terrifying, it was actually very, very safe and really, really good fun.
Well, I know that a bunch of your comrades are inside and I've got people to speak to, so thank you so much for taking the time to talk with us. Ladies and gentlemen, Dominic Cooper, and next up we have someone else from the Marvel Universe, Chris Hemsworth. Hello.
Hey again.
Oh, but before that, I think you've got someone to talk to?
Somebody I'm incredibly excited to talk to, actually, is Hayley Atwell, and she sorry, we're just like going over and stuff. She plays Peggy Carter, and she has a unique role in the film where she is sort of in...
I'm going to leave you alone with Peggy, because I know you want some special time with her.
Please, give me my time. Listen, everybody, I want to get real frank with you. No. But the Peggy Carter character is kind of this like a rich opportunity for her to play someone who is, sort of living in a male-dominated world and is like tough. There's like a lot of elements of the character that go beyond just like eye candy, and that's what's kind of awesome about it. So here she is, I think. Hi. Hi.
How are you?
I'm Don.
Hi.
Why don't you introduce yourself to everybody?
Oh, hello. I'm Hayley Atwell. Hi. Oh, hi. Hayley Atwell. Hi.
You're on live right now on Marvel.
Oh, fantastic.
Marvel Live, really.
Wow.
Yeah. And I just want to ask you a couple questions. Can I ask you some questions?
Yes, you may. That was one question.
Okay, so three more. Okay, I'm making count. Here's the first thing. In your preparation for this role, because you what I was talking about right before you came up was how your character sort of has this feminine, but you're tough. Like, how do you fit into that world? Like, can you just talk a little bit about your preparation and how you see the character?
Yeah, well, Peggy, she's an officer, so the whole point of it is that she was, physically fit enough to do what she's doing and, hold these machine guns convincingly. So we trained for, it was 8 months, the duration of the filming, and before that, just to get into shape. And then I think, the look of her does the womanly side, justice. And I love playing her. I think she's a kind of a modern woman, and she's ahead of her time, and she's strong. She can save him as much as he can save her. So yeah, it was great fun.
That's awesome. Is that what drew you? To the character initially? I mean, because this is a huge film with a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah.
Like, but from an acting perspective, I'm sure like there's what are you drawn to? It's like it's a character thing. It's like is that your main choice?
Definitely, and the quality of the script. I think more importantly, I responded to how strong she was and how she's different from certain other women in these kind of films. That she's not a damsel in distress. She's got a voice.
Yeah, that is awesome.
Yeah.
Listen, thank you so much for your time. Like, you've got a lot of people to talk to. Okay. We really appreciate it, though, and you're awesome. And you have a great night. This is your night, so enjoy it. Oh, also, too, I don't know if you want to say Marvel, this is your universe. This is your live to all the fans out there. Would you be interested in doing that?
Marvel, this is your universe.
It's true. She's not wrong. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. We have another special friend coming up, I believe.
here. The folks from the Marvel Universe interacting. We've got Hayley Atwell chatting with Chris Hemsworth. We've got suddenly where Thor meets Captain America. I don't know that they ever meet in time, but they're certainly taking a picture together. And that's kind of the cool thing about these movies. You know, you have all of these characters who, whether they meet in real life or whether they meet on screen, you know, they're all fraternal. Hello, come on up.
What's going on?
Hey, how are you?
Good to look at us. It's on the cameras.
This is...
You are. I'm Chris Hemsworth. Yeah. How are you?
Good.
And you are?
I'm Tamara.
Tamara, nice to meet you.
It's Marvel.com.
Marvel.com, fantastic.
Excellent. So, Thor, what's it like being here at another premiere for Marvel?
It's good. I'm, trying to get back in the swing of it all. We've had the Thor premiere a few months ago, and now shooting Avengers, which is going fantastic, and come down to support Chris. It's great to be here. I'm hearing a lot of really positive things, so I'm excited to see the film.
One of the cool things about the Marvel Universe is the way they interconnect all of the stories. What's it like going from a movie like Thor, which is all about you, to a movie like The Avengers, where you're part of a team?
It's great, you saw some of the pressure's taken off, and for me, being able to work with, these actors and learn from them has just been fantastic. And also, people like Downey, who have done their version of this series a couple of times now, as sort of the godfather of it all, in a sense. It's nice to sort of watch how he navigates his way through it.
Well, since your movie came out first, before Captain America, if you were going to give some superhero advice to Chris Evans, what would you tell him?
Advice? No, look, he's been down the road before as far as premieres and movie business. I'm the least experienced, but he doesn't need me. He's doing fantastic, and I think the film's going to do great.
Is there anyone you're especially excited to see here tonight, who's part of this movie but wasn't part of yours?
I'm not sure who's here. I mean, I'm excited to see the guys who I've been working with and, catch up with them. I don't know who else is going to be here. But
did you have to go through a different kind of physical training for the Avengers as opposed to Thor, or it's all the same?
No, it's the same thing. There's plenty of time in the gym and lots of food. Lots of eating, yeah.
And are you reading anything different to prep for the Avengers as opposed to Thor? Any different Marvel lore diving into the comics anywhere?
It's all, even when I started Thor, it was Thor and Avengers based just because I knew this was coming, and it's much of the same sort of thing. I mean, I came straight off the Thor press tour into this, so I didn't have much time to, inundate myself with comic books. So I did all that research, before Thor. So.
Right, and Thor was pretty intense, so I'm guessing It
was. It kind of, eased back into it again.
Well, I am going to let you do a station ID because the fans would love to hear from you. If you can just say Marvel, I'm Chris Hemsworth. You're watching Marvel, Your Universe.
This is Marvel, Your Universe. I'm Chris Hemsworth.
Great. Enjoy tonight. Thank you so much. Lovely to meet you. All right, as you can see, we've got Marvelites past and present showing up, and now we have Robert Downey Jr., who is coming down the carpet. He, as you may imagine, has a lot of people here who want to talk to him. As you heard Chris say, he's kind of the godfather, in a way, of Marvel icons, being as he brought Iron Man to life in such an incredible way. And I know that, people are looking very forward to working with him in the Avengers and seeing what happens when you put all of these characters together. So he's making his way down the carpet now, and eventually we're also going to talk with Kevin Feige from Marvel too, who can give us the inside scoop. Oh wait, are we going to talk with Kevin now? Now? Okay. Mr. Feige, he's on his way. This is what happens when you're live. Sometimes you know that people are coming, and sometimes you have to wait a couple of extra seconds and vamp. But Kevin's really been the brain behind so much of what has happened recently in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So I think he's going to be really interesting to talk to find out what's going through, the mind of a company when you talk about bringing together such a complex world. Kevin will be on his way. Robert Downey Jr. is right behind me, looking very dapper. I gotta say, I gotta give it up for all the guys. They're doing really well tonight. Everybody looks really top notch. I think it's pretty cool that you've got a comic book movie and everybody really pulls out their best for it. But how could you not? I mean, we're here, we're in Hollywood. Hello. Hi.
You know who I am?
Are you Kevin Feige?
Yes. You got it right.
Well, this is Marvel.com.
All three cameras from Marvel.com?
You're very special.
No, not me. Marvel.com's very special. That's impressive.
Well, you're one of the people who helps make it that way. Tell me a little bit. Well, okay, for those who may not be aware, tell people what you do at Marvel.
I read comics, and I make movies.
And he does a very good job of them. One question for you is, in putting together this complex world,
yes.
What's been the biggest challenge of, the interconnectedness of all the films?
Well, I'd say the most important aspect of it that is somewhat challenging is making sure all the movies stand on their own. because the fans watching Marvel.com, I hope, love this idea of interconnectivity. The comic fans have grown up with it their whole lives. I've grown up with it my whole life. The idea that in a comic you can turn a page and anybody can appear in anybody else's book. We want to ease moviegoers into it, and we don't want people to feel like they have to have a guide map to understand what's going on. So it's putting things in there that fans can notice and appreciate, but also that big general audiences can learn as they go.
Well, I want to say congratulations to you.
Thanks very much.
Enjoy tonight, and thanks for talking to the fans.
You got it. Thank you. Thanks, everyone. Thanks.
All right. You heard it from the man himself, Kevin Feige. I know he's very hard at work right now on The Avengers, which will be coming to you next summer. Right now, we are here live at the world premiere of Captain America, the First Avenger, in Hollywood at the El Capitan Theater. The red and white carpet is behind me. We've talked with so many wonderful stars tonight from the film: Chris Evans, Hayley Atwell, Sam Jackson, and Dominic Cooper. And we've got several more making their way down the carpet right now. I've been told that Robert Downey Jr. is indeed on his way, so hopefully we can get a few words with Iron Man. I'd like to get a few words with Iron Man, and that's what we'd like to see. There's some photos going on, as you can see right behind me. Kevin Feige is taking some pictures with Mr. Downey Jr., and this is the cool thing about a premiere. You have so many of these people. There's so much that goes into making a film. Come on over, Don. Please join me.
Interrupt you. Here you go.
Hello. Please come here, Mr. Downey Jr., the man who needs no introduction.
Oh, but introduce me anyway. I'll come back.
Okay, we're going to do it again, right? I'm here on the red and white carpet with Robert Downey Jr., ladies and gentlemen. He's waving to the fans who are screaming for him right over there. So, I'd ask you what brings you out to this, but you are an icon now in the Marvel world. How's that feel?
I don't know how it happened. I did my part. So funny. We're on Hollywood Boulevard. I'm part of this whole superhero world. It's fantastic.
I was talking with Chris Hemsworth before, who plays Thor, and he basically said you're kind of like a godfather in some ways when it comes to this Marvel world. How's that feel?
Well, compared to them, I'm Pacino's age, so they're right.
Now, you're filming The Avengers right now. Have you started? You're in production?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I think I have 4 days left, so I've contributed significantly.
Oh, yes. Well, you carry the load yourself in Iron Man 1 and 2, but you're part of a team in The Avengers. What's that process like? How does it feel differently?
Well, I think it's kind of like the process of making the movie. You know, you want to make sure everybody has their moment to shine, and we work together as a unit. And also, you're spreading the workload, so I forgot, it's easier. It's easier when you don't do it alone.
Some more days off?
Like sex.
Well then, ladies and gentlemen.
I mean, I'm not saying that just taking care of yourself isn't easy.
All right, we want to say thank... Oh no, you should come out every night.
If I drink too much coffee, I'll say anything. Go ahead.
If you were to give one last piece of advice to Chris Evans about how to survive this whole insanity surrounding the Marvel world, what would it be?
Well, I think the main thing is just to draw on the energy of the people who are excited about these kinds of movies and give them what they want. It's a privilege to be able to do this kind of thing, and it's supposed to be really fun, you know. Chris is a really smart guy, and I've noticed that sometimes when you're really smart, you tend to think, but it's part of what has made him so good in this role is it's not a two-dimensional Captain America. Steve Rogers is a very accessible guy, and I really learned quite a bit working with him in The Avengers. He's an incredibly gifted actor.
Okay. Well, we hope you enjoyed tonight. Thank you so much for coming to talk to the fans. I hope so. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, Robert Downey Jr. Thank you, sir. You can hear the fans screaming for this guy. There's so much love for him.
As soon as he stepped out of this sort of little enclave we have, immediate screams. It's a wild zoo. It's awesome. We're actually seeing, are we seeing them right now? Yeah, look at the cameras. Look at the...
It's pretty amazing.
Amazing.
Yeah, if you look behind you, all of the fans are amazing. I mean, they're lined up for blocks, and this is right in the heart of Hollywood.
That's awesome.
The fans are going crazy. But it's understandable. I mean, this is one of the biggest films of the summer.
I know. This is really exciting. He seemed very gracious. He gave you a lot of time. We just hung out, and you guys Got a nice flow going.
You know, you want me to hang out and talk with Robert Downey Jr.? I will happily do so for days. I would watch the man read the phone book.
So, I mean, just to throw it back to you guys, too, at Marvel Live, I hope that you guys can sort of get a sense of what is going on around us, because it's remarkable. I feel like this has been like one after another, you know what I mean?
Which it's been a pretty steady go at it here on the carpet, but I want to make sure, in case you're just tuning in now, just to give you a sense of where we are, behind us there's a red and white carpet in ode to Captain America. There is a huge shield down at the end of the carpet.
Yeah, I think we have a special person coming in right now, actually.
Who's up next?
Vanessa Hudgens. Maybe you heard of her. Maybe you heard of her.
I think we're going to get her to come talk to us and see what brings her out to support a film like this.
What's that?
What? I was just saying I think she's going to come talk to us.
Oh, great. Yeah, sorry, I had to lean my ear really close. There's so much screaming. You guys probably can't get a full grasp of it. There's so much screaming.
Please come up and chat with us. Hi. Don, no, come here.
You want me to join in?
I do.
I'm happy to be part of it.
I'm going to let you guys chat.
Oh, okay. Vanessa.
Yes.
Love your hair.
Thank you.
I know people have probably been saying that all night, just giving you a compliment.
Honestly, I like hearing it though, because I'm still so getting used to it and feeling okay with myself, because every time I look in the mirror, I see a character that I just played, and it was a tomboy, and it looks like a boy, so I'm like, oh, make me feel like a girl, please.
It looks awesome.
Thank
it looks
you.
awesome.
Thank you.
I just want to ask you a couple questions about, like, what do you think of all this? Like, just this whole event, like, what brings you, like, are you a comic book fan?
I am. They're so much fun, you know. I mean, the whole mystery and adventure of all of the comic books are so much fun. So it's a blast to come and just kind of feel it all out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's so rad. And honestly, like, I mean, Sucker Punch, you know, like, your process in that, like, you know, there's a lot of sort of, like, these elements of, like, CG and, like, this sort of world. And can you talk a little bit about, like, what's going on, like, how, I mean, you can kind of give us some insight into sort of that process and having to, like, perform and act.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm super excited to come and, like, see the end result and just how everything comes together, because when you're doing it, everything is just so completely green screen. I don't know what it was like for them, but that's what it was like for me on Sucker Punch. So it's just really exciting to see it all come together and just be able to share it with the world.
And I imagine, like, that's probably a huge part, like, as an actor, that's probably, like, a huge part of being able, in like, the modern sort of construct, is being able to keep a character and maintain it, like, while in this sort of, like, invisible world that you know will come through, and that's hard. That actually is, I imagine, very challenging.
I mean, it's fun when you're in, like, good hands and have a good director and Robert Downey Jr. by your side. I think that you're pretty okay, and I'm, like, just beelining right over there. I'm like, just let me go say hello.
Yeah. Do you get starstruck still at these things?
Not really. I mean, like, I mean, I've met so many people, and I can be fans of certain people and appreciate their work, but I've never, like, not been able to speak.
So let me ask you a question. If you are a comic book fan, like, do you know a lot about the Captain America mythology and how long it's persisted? Because honestly, it's been like a 70-year.
It's been a while, right? I mean, I've definitely followed it a little bit here and there, but I'm just coming. I just got back into town, so I just want to kind of hit the town with my best friend and feel it all out.
Yeah. Well, listen. Welcome back.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you for your time.
Of course.
I know you got tons of stuff to do, but thank you very much.
Thanks.
Really appreciate it. Not too shabby. I'm not talking about, like, my... Yeah. I actually really like it. She seemed like she was like, well, I'm feeling it out, but, like, I think it's just sort of, she could have her head shaved and still be cute, you know what I mean?
The cool thing, though, is that, I mean, you never know who's a true comic book fan, and then all these people come out of the woodwork and talk about the fact that, you know, either they read them as a kid or they're still currently involved with them, and that's what's sort of amazing about this universe. The characters are so diverse that they attract all kinds of readers.
Exactly. Like, it's so funny, the people you would, like, least expect sometimes, you know what I mean? Like, come out and they're like, oh, yeah, you know, it's like a secret obsession, you know, which doesn't need to be secret anymore. Release it. Release it. Be you.
I would say when you're standing in the middle of Hollywood Boulevard with a big old shield down that way, the entire street blocked off that way, and Captain America in gigantic letters, I think comic book has gone mainstream. So
it's weird. It's weird because, you know, it's like this thing where you have this like these two parts of, you know, like if you're a fan, like a real fan, you know, there's this one part of you really wants to see it done right. There's the other part that you wants to keep it to, you know, keep it to you know, and like your experience.
I think it's a little too late for that. Because I think that the movie has been released. The movie is being released on Friday, July 22nd.
But that's the thing that's awesome about the way that Marvel has been doing it at the studio since like 2008 is like building the mythology, kind of trying to adhere as good as possible to the long view of like the total mythology of the Marvel universe, which honestly they could be making movies for like 1,000 more years and never get through all the stuff. I mean, honestly, it's incredibly rich from a story perspective.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's incredibly rich from a fan perspective. I mean, so much of what they do really is for the fans, and that's what's great about, that's kind of what's cool about the internet, actually, because you have the ability for fans now to interact, to talk back to Marvel, to tell them what they love, to connect with one another online. I mean, you've got the Marvel Wiki, which allows people, to talk and learn so much more about all the little details. And every once in a while, the other cool thing about the internet is Twitter. And you know who's on Twitter?
I don't know.
Stan Lee.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, and Stan Lee apparently is also here on the red carpet.
Right. I mean, I got to be honest with you guys, that when in going down, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Oh, please.
I have to just say it.
You go. You go.
The name Stan Lee, to me, is cause for there's everything stops for a second. Because this guy sort of began the Stan Lee we know sort of began with Captain America, and began with this whole lineage, and I just can't wait to hear what his perspective is on it. I mean, I'm sure he's talked about it many times before. I mean, he talks about it on Twitter, which, do you have his Twitter? Are you on his Twitter feed?
I have to admit, I do follow him on Twitter,
I mean, I've heard it's like absolutely remarkable, and
well, it's kind of stream of consciousness, so you know, you can kind of just, the thoughts come in and they're on the page, and
a man who's created as many stories and characters as Stan Lee has, to hear his stream of consciousness is like, it's remarkable, you know what I mean? Because it's like what's pouring out of this man is it's just like diamonds and gems.
Well, I've got to imagine.
It was a little flowery, but
I mean, what kind of experience it must be to see something, that starts with pen and ink and on a flat piece of paper, but it's this huge world in your imagination, and then suddenly you have so much money, so much effects pouring into realizing it on screen, and it just takes over an entirely different medium. I mean, it's different than even an action figure. You suddenly got this whole world that originally just was in here, and it's been created, and that's pretty special.
And that's the thing too, with when you look at Stan Lee and the earliest incarnations of the Marvel universe, is that undoubtedly these guys were making these stories and coming up with these characters and creating this mythology for the pure love of it, and that spirit has continued through Marvel to today. I mean, and their loyalty to their fans. I know we keep saying it, but it really is true. It's remarkable. And the fact that early on, what they started was love, and the love for the story and the love for these characters has continued all the way through till now. And it's a remarkable thing. It's remarkable that they're able to keep it like that long. Even I think the man of the hour is
Mr. Lee is quickly approaching.
Oh my God.
And I think he may be one of our very last interviews. Mr. Lee! Excuse me, sir.
Wow.
Welcome to Marvel.com. Please come out.
So awesome to meet you. Is Marvel.com?
Yes, Marvel.com. We're streaming live.
Oh my God, now I'm nervous.
You got nothing to be nervous about. You have a fantastic Twitter feed. You live Marvel in and out. How does it feel to be here tonight?
It's just great being here. It's great having another great movie like Captain America. I can't wait to see it.
And what is your thoughts on Chris Evans overtaking the persona of Captain America?
I can't think of anybody better. He was great as the Human Torch. He'll be even greater as Captain America. He's a great actor, great guy, and I'm glad he got the role.
And how does it feel for you, having seen something that starts as a small world in your head, be realized in such a huge way on screen?
Oh, no, it was a big world in my head, and now they've caught up with me, that's all.
I understand, but we have a big fan of yours right over here. Come on.
Yes. I have to tell you, honestly, I was just telling him a story, and I'm sorry I'm personalizing a little bit, but this is a huge moment for me because your voice in the Spider-Man mythology, and literally your speaking voice as your narration in the audio recordings and everything, it's such a serious honor to meet you. And I'm
Laurence Olivier used to be so jealous of my voice, and I told him, practice, Larry, practice.
I know. You have to give that instruction where it's due. Where it's needed. Yeah. And
anyway, thanks for the kind words. That's very nice of you.
I have to tell you, and honestly, growing up, it's been a huge part of. I can imagine everyone out there, if you have an opportunity, this is a serious moment for me. So I'm sorry, I'm a little bit lost for words, but I know you touched on it already with Captain America, and starting out. That was your first step into the Marvel world, right? When you began, and
in those days it wasn't the Marvel world; it was called Timely Comics.
Oh,
when
really?
Captain America first started. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was in the late 1930s.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's just incredible. And did you, when you saw this whole world, did you picture it? Did you picture 70 years of story? Did you picture this extended?
Oh, never. Never.
Or were you just? It was in your imagination.
No, all I could think of was I hope I can dream up enough stories. And the magazines would sell, so I'll keep my job and pay my rent.
Yes.
I mean, to dream that one day I'd be on a red carpet and I'd be talking to people who are interviewing me this way for Marvel and cameras and crowds around, and never in a million years I would have felt like a nut if I thought that.
You're definitely not a nut, because there are tons of people here who believe in your world and your vision. So, congratulations! Thank you for being here.
And thank you.
Dude, thank you.
I appreciate
so much.
what you said.
Honestly, it means so much to me and everyone out there.
To me.
Thank you. Oh my gosh.
All right, good luck.
Thank you.
To all of you.
Right. Thank you. Man, I'm a little lightheaded. I got to be honest with you. Sorry, I'm genuine moments. I can't help it. From the moment that we started talking about what we were going to do. I'm sorry.
I was just falling off the platform. That's all.
You were? Okay.
Yeah, I'm good now.
Yeah, just grab me if you need it. This has just been a long time coming, and when I saw his name, I was I just can't wait to talk to him, and the fact to be able to shake his hand. Sorry, guys. I know this is probably corny to a lot of people, but to me, it's pretty awesome.
No,
so
I think
really,
if there's anyone who would understand, it would be the people who are watching, because there's a reason you're watching Marvel.com right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, and hopefully we've been able to give you a little bit of a glimpse into what it was like to be here today on this amazing red carpet. We saw so many of the stars of the movie. We saw Chris Evans, we saw Hayley Atwell, we saw Dominic Cooper, and we've seen so many others from the Marvel Universe. Thor, Robert Downey Jr.,
It's just honestly it is a whirl. I mean, is hackneyed as it might sound, it is a whirlwind. I mean, it really has been just experiences after experience, and it all sort of coalescing on this film and this screening. So,
we want to say thank you to you guys for watching and staying with us.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Please go see the film. It opens on Friday, the 22nd, in theaters around the country. Yeah. And I think I might go jump on one of those Harleys right now. And
are you? Okay, well, can I ride in the back at least?
Absolutely.
Okay, thanks.
All right, thanks everyone. I'm Tamara Krinsky.
I'm Don Black. It's Marvel Live, and remember,
Marvel, your universe.
Your universe.
I know this neighborhood. I got beat up in that alley.